There's a lot of poetry in what we write.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the poetry. You can't just suck all of the poetry out of the music. Every lyric is a poem and has literary beauty about it, but every poem is not a lyric. But one thing I love in our collaborations is that Sherry doesn't stop me from putting poetry in because she does it better than I do, poetry.
We're both ministers, and so the things that we say, we're always like, wow, you're like a mirror.
It's a really cool aspect
Yeah.
of collaboration.
And Leonard Cohen would be the first person, I think, to say a good song is one that maybe started with 100 verses, but you pare it down to the essence.
Yeah.
Is that what you try to teach people in your workshops?
Yes, because our job is to communicate. And I think that one of the great privileges that we have with this calling, I believe that the songwriters, the writers, but we're talking about songwriters right now, we're documenting the culture and humanity. I like to imagine if someone comes to this culture, could come in a time machine 100 years from now, what would they say about us based on our music and our songs and what our lyrics are saying and the sounds that we're making? And Martin Luther said music is the language of the soul. What does it say of our soul? Music unites people, it connects them.
It strikes me that songwriting is an internal dialogue. You're having a conversation with yourself. And that's what you're writing down, right? You have questions, maybe you try to answer them, maybe you don't try to answer them, you just frame the question. But at some point, as you say, if it doesn't become a dialogue with a broader audience, then it might still be a great song, but it doesn't really mean anything because it's not moving anybody to feel, think, act. All the things that it seems to me you're trying to get people to do in these workshops by teaching them these creative acts.
For me, I think it expanded beyond just the intrinsic. I feel a very powerful intrinsic value in songwriting. I write because I must. I write because, like Rilke, I would die if I couldn't write. But at some point, it expanded, and I felt the freedom to say whatever I felt and to express my internal dialogue. And then I looked up out of my secret place and started wanting to tell the story of others. I think we are we're psychologists, we're linguists as songwriters, we're a little psychic in a godly sort of way.
I think you're also getting at what we do is we find the treasures hidden in other people.
Yeah.
That a lot of times they can't find themselves.
Empathic.
By accessing your own treasure.
Yeah.
We're going after what's lost in all of us and shining a light on it and saying, look, this is beautiful. You know, you need to see this. We all need to see it.
And the songwriting is such a great way to do that.
Yeah.